Ever wonder where sayings come from? For example, our reading today from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17, uh, I think probably is where the thought, two sides to every story, comes from. Our reading is in Proverbs 16 through 18 and Romans chapter 12, and verse 17 of Proverbs 18 says, "The first one to plead his cause seems right until his neighbor comes and examines him." So hence the two sides to every story. I like the King James version of this. It says searches rather than examines. Strong's Concordance says that the word means it's a prime root and means to penetrate, hence to examine intimately, to find out, to seek, to sound, or to try. I have a book in my library that I often look to. It's called Believer's Bible Commentary. And if you are looking for a good whole Bible commentary, it's really a good one. Believer's Bible Commentary says this: "When a man tells his side of the story, it seems very convincing, and you're apt to believe him. But when his neighbor comes and asks him a few leading questions, then it may appear that he was not so right after all." I also like the King James Bible Commentary. It says, "Rash words spoken without benefit of full information often exposes a man to open shame. When all the evidence is gathered, the conclusions of such a man are often proven false." The point of all of it is, I think, is that before one comes to any conclusion about any matter, you need to hear all the evidence. How many are the times conclusions are drawn? Have I drawn a conclusion about something when I've only heard one side of the equation? Can be very embarrassing, can be very difficult, and really can stir up just a huge amount of strife and conflict. The result is that oftentimes people are hurt, they're misunderstood, or even separated from family and friends. So it's crucial for us to wait to hear both sides of a story before we render a decision in those kinds of cases. In other words, don't be quick to judge, because there are really two sides to every story. And so I think it's wise, well, and obviously Proverbs, a book of wisdom, to pay attention to those sayings, particularly when we're dealing with an issue of people's feelings and things that are taking place or hurts that have happened. We need to hear both sides of the story in order to make a decision about any given situation. So may the Lord help us and give us wisdom in all of those things, to know what to do and to listen with both ears to both sides of the story. It's a hard lesson for us to learn sometimes, but it's an effort that we need to make to hear both sides of every story before we render a decision about it. Amen. Well, may the Lord richly bless you today. And hey, you know the drill. If it's a blessing, like us on Facebook, share it on your page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, drop a note once in a while. It's always great to hear from you, and I really appreciate it. So may the Lord richly bless you today. Hard to believe it's the end of May. June starts tomorrow. So may the Lord richly bless you in all that you're doing. Amen.